Did you know Blackburn is in the Doomsday Book? The Doomsday Book is Britain's earliest public record, dating back to the early 11th century, which was ages ago. It contains results of a huge survey of land and landholding commissioned by William I in 1085 and 1086. Shortly after he came to power in England, King William I, the Conqueror, wanted to find out about all the land in his new kingdom. The questions were who owned which property, who else lived there, how much the land was worth, and therefore how much tax he could charge. So he sent official government inspectors around England to ask questions in local court. Fixed questions were asked, such as, "Thou, what is this place called? And who thou owns it? How many liveth there? How many of cows does one have?" All that jazz. For each property, the questions were asked 3 times to see what changes had happened over time, so that the king would know about the lands in Edward the Confessor's time, and who Edward had given land to and what it was worth back then. And finally, the situation in 1086 wasn't great at the time of the survey, in King William's eyes anyway. Edward had given out way too much land and had low tax rates. He was a thrifty king, so he gave the lands to his subjects at a low rate. All the results of these questions were handwritten into the Doomsday Book by scribes. The kingdom of Northumbria, now known as modern-day Lancashire, was a massive shire. The shire was an area that was predominantly woodland. The book states the forest to be 6 leagues long and 4 leagues wide, which could be as much as 216 square miles. Many battles were fought over the land before the Norman conquest had happened. The 100 had been held directly by King Edward. It mentions royal holdings in Blackburn, Huncourt, Walton-le-Dale and Pendleton, and those of a church at Blackburn and St Mary's in Whalley. After the conquest, Blackburnshire, as it was known then, was part of a large area given to Roger de Poitou. He had demised it to Roger de Buccleuch and Albert de Greasley. After William's death in 1087, the lands were passed down to his sons Richard and William. The 100 of Blackburnshire continued to have administrative relevance for a little while, until the abandonment of the Norman system of hundreds in the early 19th century. That's when districts became a thing. Long after the feudalism ceased in England, as in other parts of England, the 100 was divided into parishes, which were ecclesiastical parishes, as being used for administrative purposes like modern English civil parishes. Early Blackburnshire only had 2 parishes each, covering a considerable but sparsely populated area. Whalley, now a smaller parish, was the larger of the 2 and covered east of the 100, while Blackburn parish covered the west. The 100 was expanded to cover parts of the parishes of Chipping, Ribchester and Mitton. As Blackburnshire became more heavily populated and economically developed, the parishes of Whalley and Blackburn were split into many smaller parts over the centuries, and lands have changed hands so many times over the centuries. But Blackburn has always been in the Doomsday Book. You can find the Doomsday Book at the National Archive. Thank you for watching, and I really hope you enjoyed the video.